Welcome to Fight Heads MMA. It's me, Miss Nikki. Yes, you guys, post BKFC 19. Guess who Miss Nikki got today? The first fight on the card and the victorious warrior that came out of that battle. Mr. Jordan Nash is with us today, you guys. How are you, young man? Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing? You look like you've been in a battle, baby. You look like you've been in a battle.
Yeah, my stitches are still bleeding, so I can't really clean myself up too good without loosening them. So it's kind of a little bit of dry blood making me look a little rougher than I am.
Are those the stitches from Doc at BKFC last night?
Yes, ma'am. He did a great job on.
He always does. He's a great doctor. I don't know where they
Yeah,
found him, but they need to keep him.
yeah.
Cause
We
y'all
had a few good conversations, but I hope I never see him again. You know what I mean?
I know that's daggone right. Absolutely. So welcome back, young man. Let's just tell everybody where we know each other from. You and I first met last October at Implant City at Toe the Line 2, where you made your bare knuckle debut
Yes, ma'am.
against Christopher Levant. That was so interesting.
You
I
told
didn't
me.
even I didn't even know you guys really had that smoke until I didn't accept that energy from him when I was talking to him,
Yeah.
pre-fight. But when I talked to you, I got the real energy, and I was like, "Oh, okay. So now I know what I'm gonna be looking at tomorrow. Let's go." Okay, so me and you met there. You had a great fight with him, and you stopped him in that first fight.
Yes, ma'am. I also broke my
Yes,
ankle in that
you
fight
broke
as
your
well.
you broke your ankle.
I, I broke my ankle in the beginning of the second round and fought the entire second round using his weight to hold me up the
Jeez,
best I
look at you
could.
coming in with the veteran
I
moves.
swear, I'm telling you, man, this is a savage sport.
So how long were you down when after that fight?
The doctors told me that I couldn't run for 3 to 5 months. I cut my cast off like 4 weeks early and was lifting weights, was rehabilitating myself a little bit. I felt like my calf was deteriorating way too fast. It was getting really small. I didn't like it, so I kind of took things into my own hand as safely as possible. I was able to come back and make a full recovery. I have no issues. It took me about 2 months before I was running with moderate pain. So it wasn't
Okay.
that bad.
Which leg was it?
My right ankle.
Okay. Was that the one you was pushing forward with last night?
Um,
No, you was on that I'm looking at you now. You was on that left foot.
yes,
You was
ma'am.
heavy on that left foot. Were you kind of scared to go all in with your right foot? Like
Mm, no, ma'am.
move as much as you would usually or
I'm a little bit heavier on my left foot or on my front foot from MMA. Kind of have a weird style. You know what I mean? I'm still adapting to
okay.
the boxing aspect of it.
Okay, I understand that completely. Absolutely. So, when you got the call, how long did you know before this fight that you were going to be on this card?
Uh, I fought April 17th at 170. I was trying to get some of that weight off for since I broke my ankle, I got a little chubby ankle. That's it. But I got up to about 194 after that, and it was like probably a few weeks after that fight in April that they called me and said that they wanted me to fight, and I've been training a little bit, which I had a lot of stuff going on. I actually lost my gym and stuff like that, so I had a lot.
Oh, baby.
I had to fight to get in the dang cage. You know what I mean? This was the easy part.
Absolutely. I'm sorry to hear that, baby. I know a lot of things happen for my fighters during the pandemic that is not so good. So right now is a great time for you guys to try to rebound and get back to at least a comfortable level for yourselves, whether it's the level that you were at or
Uh,
above.
yeah.
So I'm glad to see that through all the triumph, young man, you was able to walk that catwalk last night and have your fight and be shown to the world. So now you can start to rebuild. Was
Yes,
so you get to the event, you get to weigh-ins. Let's talk because that's where the energy really starts to come through.
yes, ma'am.
Weigh-ins. What was the energy like in the whole room for that you can feel coming from like everybody, all the other fighters?
Okay, well, from MMA, when I walk into like an MMA weigh-ins, I see a lot of guys who are athletic, but they aren't fighters. I see a lot of guys who are nervous and don't belong there. But when you go to a BKFC weigh-ins, it's like a room full of misfits. You know what I mean? It's a room full of savages. Every one of them. There's a few that kind of skirt through that are good fighters that aren't necessarily. But I mean, 9 times out of 10, they die in that cage before they lose. You know what I mean? You get that vibe from those guys.
Okay, okay.
Pretty.
So when you met your opponent, did you two actually have any kind of conversation or greet each other before y'all was faced
Uh,
off at weigh-ins?
no, ma'am, not really. We were just talking about like the weight and stuff, but it wasn't anything like formal or you know what I mean cordial. I'm not a very cordial person with my opponents. You know what I mean? I'm not here to make friends.
Understood, understood. I just know sometimes when y'all standing around waiting for stuff to
Yeah,
happen, conversations might
I
happen and
I think people try to push those conversations because they're more comfortable fighting someone that they're you know what I mean they've spoken to, or it's like, oh, he's a nice guy, I'm a nice guy, but I don't really care about your personality. You know what I mean? I don't. You know what I mean?
so
If we
you are
become
not accepting any of that before the
yeah,
fight. You just
yeah,
like, let's get it in.
yes, I might do the bare minimum to not be rude, but I'm not gonna sit there and you know what I mean ask about their kids and stuff. You
I know that's
know.
oh my goodness. So how was your weight cut? How was everything leading in training camp? All that. I seen that Lorenzo the Juggernaut Hunt was your cornerman. He was your
Yes,
coach.
yes,
Um, Tell me about that because I could imagine that training with him is
is
got to
it did?
be something completely different. He's a different force in himself. So I could imagine the
Yeah,
energy he brings to you guys during training and trying to get y'all to understand. And what
yes,
was it
ma'am.
like?
Well, I'm very particular about who I even let mentor me because of my mentality. You know what I mean? I like people who have my mentality to coach me because I don't want a soft mentality being brought around me. And when I lost my coach, I actually thought it would be very difficult to find that again. And I see Lorenzo, and whatever's wrong with me, the same thing's wrong with him. You know what I mean? We got the same.
Understood.
So it was a pretty good fit. Um, Training, he teaches you the concepts. So it's like he doesn't have to sit there and watch me. He can tell me exactly what I need to do in a way that I can understand and fix it myself why he is helping someone else, which I've never seen before in a coach. You can tell he's a veteran in every aspect of the art.
Wow, that's exciting to hear.
I,
Because
I
I
actually,
know him as a fighter. I see him, I can see him, training with you guys, but I haven't had a chance to really sit down and have that conversation with him, how it feels. So to hear somebody that is, being mentored by him to say that is awesome. That's great. Because
and
sometimes it's not easy to pass that off.
yeah, I only spent 2 weeks with him from everything because you know what I mean. He's kind of far away and I couldn't find him in time, so I only had 2 weeks with him, and then 2 weeks of weight cutting. And in 2 weeks, he has changed my entire, you know what I mean, outlook on the sport. I have a completely different understanding of my goals as a stand-up fighter. You know what I mean? Which is,
Okay.
I mean, you can't ask for more than that. You know what I mean?
So was there anything when you was walking down that catwalk, what was your energy? Because I know it's a little bit different from the Plant City show where you debuted, a lot more cameras, way more eyes, way more everything. Being on
Yes,
a
ma'am.
big pay-per-view card, what was your energy?
To be honest, I have a very weird outlook on life. You know what I mean? I'm very spiritual. I believe my soul is my soul and my body is my body. You know what I mean? So I don't really care what happens to my body. You know what I mean? If I get cut, if I get knocked out, you know what I mean? I know that I'm a savage human being. I know that's what I am put here on this earth to do. So I don't really have nerves. I love it. I don't know if I'm sick or savage, but I mean, I didn't take a punch that made me want to leave that cage. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow, that's what I was getting ready to get to. Y'all got in there. You're towing that line in the square ring. Is there? What is the difference between any other ring or platform that you fought on? Is different about that square ring? What's different about it?
Uh, the ring isn't that big of a deal. It's the fact that you start 3 feet apart. Because it's like, I don't know if my opponent's going to jump forward. I don't know if he's going to lead with a jab. I don't know. We don't know anything. I don't even know what I'm going to do. You know what I mean?
Right,
But
right.
yeah, it's a very, it's something that takes getting used to. You know what I'm saying?
Understood, understood. So did you go inside like usually the day of they will let you guys come in and get your footing
Yeah.
and feel around and move around in the ring. Did you get a chance to do that before?
So I always make sure to do that. Yes,
Okay, okay. So what was the biggest thing going into the fight since you and Lorenzo had such a short period of time with each other? What was the last thing he said to you before that bell rang?
the basics, you know what I mean? Keep your feet moving, your hands up, you know what I mean? And everything else is an adjustment that we can make in between rounds, you know what I mean? But it
Mhm.
was just, you know what I mean, enough to move your head, you know what I mean? Do this, work for this, look for that. Small things, nothing major like a game plan or anything like that.
Okay, okay. Well, I must say to you, young man, that was a war. We're gonna talk about it, but it was a war. It was a straight up war between you and Mr. Allen. Once I, it wasn't until I seen you walking down the catwalk, I was like, I know that young man. I said, oh my God, I interviewed him. I was in here screaming and everything to myself because I'm watching by myself. So, so Scott said, I know him. Sometimes, even when your names are being said, sometimes everything is moving so fast, like I'm not catching, absorbing it in that moment. So it
Yeah.
wasn't until that moment I realized who you were. And I was like, oh, this is going to be a great fight because I already know the energy that you bring
Yes,
to the fight. So I became immediately tuned in and excited. And you and Mr. Allen did not disappoint in no shape, form, or fashion. That first round, he caught you with that left hand. Did you
yeah.
even did in that moment? Did you feel like your legs was trying to get from underneath you? Like,
Um, the angle of it. He jumped in. He was very fast. I'll speak on that later. But he jumped in and he hit me at an angle where my feet were almost squared up.
okay,
You know what I mean? So it kind of knocked me off balance a little bit. And then he came in with some hard punches and he had that momentum. So and in bare knuckle, you can't just sit there and block. You have to make a miss. And I made him miss an uppercut and I was able to get myself back into the fight. It was kind of a wrestling match after that. We was both very aggressive with each other. I ended up slipping and I didn't want it to be ruled as a knockdown, so I just stood up and hit him. You know what I mean?
I
Before the
seen
referee
that.
did anything. So the referee stepped in, and then he saw me hit him, so he kind of stopped. And Brandon threw a punch at me, and it kind of hit me, and we were both just like, "All right, we're going back at it." And then we started going down again. But it
Y'all
was
had
kind of
a
awkward. Yeah.
that was a firefight after you caught that left hand. You just went into a different mode. It was like you what I seen was a veteran fighting because you were able
Yeah.
to keep yourself composed enough to grab him and get that clinch going so you could
And
find a
land
way
some
to start
shots with my
recovering.
opponent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
get
just
my own
showed
momentum.
like
Yeah.
you just showed an awesome, like, I don't even know what to call it, young man. Like, I only see my veterans do that. Usually when my newbies come in and y'all get hit with something big,
Um,
a lot of people will fold. right there. They'll fold right there. You did not fold. You didn't even pretend like you was fold. You was like, oh, really? That's what we got?
I
Let's
wasn't
do
having
it.
it. I wasn't having it.
So
I was
I
not
was
going.
excited.
Not
I
going.
was like, damn, look at this shit. He in this bitch. He's not going. He's not leaving. He ain't leaving. That's a wrap. And then you got him back in like the next round or the third round. Y'all just, that was a back and forth all the way through the fight. It was hard to really gauge which one of y'all was really, really winning because y'all was almost tit for tat with every punch.
The exchanges we were landing, I felt like I could absorb his shots, and I felt him draining. You know what I mean? Every time I landed a jab, I seen him want to throw less, want to throw. You know what I mean? Kind of like shelling up. You know what I mean? I seen his life draining from me, but I knew. I never had any doubt in my mind that I was going to win the fight, even though I kind of started a little bit behind. Even then, even when I got hit with the left that we talked about, I mean, you're gonna have to kill me, you know what I'm saying? That what's the left gonna do if I'm still alive, you know?
When those moments happen in fights, that's usually when you can see the dynamics change in the fight. Like he got that big shot and it didn't take you down, it didn't kill you. Like you said, you had a chance to get yourself back, and it made you want to go harder. So, and then it started making you pay attention to what was coming from him. And oh boy, you just you opened that show. You and Mr. Allen opened that show
Yeah, we
wonderfully.
did.
Thank you. Thank you for such a great performance. Thank you for taking it serious and being ready as a competitor, stepping into that squared ring. Thank you for that. That is so much appreciated. I know a lot of people don't tell y'all that, but thank y'all because y'all came ready. Y'all kicked off that whole card for everybody else that was fighting. You know, after y'all set a tone. Y'all set a tone for the rest of the night, and that's what needs to happen with the first prelim fights. Y'all set the tone because y'all don't usually get to hold that card. You know what I'm saying? So congratulations, baby. I heard you ask Lorenzo in between the rounds, one of the rounds, were you winning? Why was that a concern in your mind in that moment?
Because I was to the point. It was the third round, and there's only 5, so it's like, do I need to win the next 3 rounds, or what? I mean, what am I facing? You know what I'm saying? Those rounds
Right.
are 2 minutes. They go fast. It's hard to remember and recollect everything. I just needed to know what mindset I needed to carry on for the rest of the fight.
Okay. So when he responded to you, yes, you're winning. I need you to do such and such and such and such.
Yes.
That's when you kicked in, huh?
I think that he knew that I was kind of maybe losing the first 2 rounds, but I think he also recognized that I wasn't going to quit. My opponent was fading, so the next 3 were definitely going to be mine if I kept up. You know what I mean?
So you're kind of grateful that he gave you the response he did in that moment, no matter what was happening. He was just a
He
great coach
also,
and was able to.
he also helped me make a major adjustment. One thing I like with Levant, I like landing hooks, but Levant came in north and south, so it was really easy for me to step off the center line out of danger and then come back in with a hook. This dude was a lot faster. He had a lot better head movement. So I kind of changed my game plan to keep him in front of me so where I can, you know what I mean, kind of manage him. But I didn't adjust my hands to keeping him in front of me. So I was still throwing a little bit wider, a little bit too much check hooks, and he was throwing straight, so obviously the straights are going to come faster than the hooks. And then once Lorenzo told me stop standing in front of him, I was like, you're right, I'm just standing in front of him. And then I went out and I thought about it, and I was like, well, dang, I kind of got to stand in front of him. And then it hit me again. I was like, well, I have to fight like I have to stand in front of him. That was when I started guarding with my elbow a lot and things like that. That was when I really turned the tide in my favor in that fight, definitively.
I know that's right. How come you did not take more advantage of him, of you being able to corner him up against the ring? I felt like you missed a couple moments there where you should have just fired off at least a couple shots on him. You know what I'm saying? Since he was up against the ring.
Yeah, like I said, he was a very quick guy. He was very evasive
So
and
he gave you
elusive.
something to think about before you stepped in.
if I threw a punch, I had to have 100% conviction and intention and believe in myself that it's going to land. Because if I just threw something, he would be behind me. You know what I'm saying? I had to pay attention to that. That was something I couldn't afford to let happen, especially in the later rounds. I couldn't afford
Right.
to, you know what I mean, look bad in any way at all.
So how does it feel to fight in the clinch like that? To be able to be legally able to grab your opponent
I
and
like
have
it.
that type of rough fight. How does that feel?
I like it. I have a lot of upper body strength in my chest, my shoulders, my traps. I wrestled in high school, so I love the underhooks. I'm very good at snatching people into my punches.
Oh,
My body shots from that, like Levant, I caught him with body shots from the
that's what
clinch
stopped
back.
that fight.
Exactly, and I don't know how far I could have went on the broke ankle. You know what I mean? So
Right.
once I broke my ankle, that's why I started going to the body over and over and over because I knew there was an injury there and I had to aggravate it. You know.
Right. So is there anything moving forward that you want to change or I know the further away from this fight that you get, the more clearly you will see it. You'll start to be able, you'll pick more from it. But in this moment, what did you take away from the fight
Um,
that maybe you did not have going into the fight?
I learned a lot about myself. I felt like a veteran, you know what I mean? Like when we were throwing down and I was kind of getting a little bit tired in some of those exchanges to where like either one of us could, you know what I mean, do anything at that point. Like my mouth was open and I told myself like, nope, close your mouth. You don't want to break your jaw. You know what I mean? Things like that in my head during a savage war it just kind of makes me feel like I absolutely belong. It makes me feel like a veteran. You know what I mean? Being able to process and make adjustments while my face is gashed open and I'm not even concerned with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just seemed like you didn't want to take a step back. You weren't going, he had to really work to make you take a step back. And
Yeah.
yeah, you gonna pay for this if you come in here, right?
There was a few times where he stepped in and tried to have that dog in him and win in those tight, hard exchanges. But when I started landing, you know, what I mean, he started backing out and going back to his, you know, side to side movement. And I think that helped win too because that made him on his back foot and more reactive than coming forward. I think the few of those moments that we really just got in there and slung it out, I think that's what helped tipped it in my favor and what helped kind of mentally break him. I definitely saw him fading and he wouldn't look at me. He was looking down in between rounds. And when he
Mhm.
did look up, I was already standing there ready to go again. I never sat down on my stool, you know what I mean? Things like
Oh
that.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, like if your corner's telling you like, oh, you're doing good, keep doing, you're getting this guy, and you look up and this guy just doesn't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like it kind of, it's like, all right, that sounds cool, coach. You mean you go hit him with a damn jab now, you know?
I know that's right, young man. So, was there anybody? What did Mr. Feldman say anything to you after the fight?
No, ma'am. I think he was a little bit busy, and then after the
Okay.
Blueface fight, I think yeah, I didn't
Okay.
really
So
want
he
to.
was busy
Yes, ma'am.
dealing with other shenanigans going
Yes,
on over there.
I was
That's
getting stitched for a hot
oh, you
minute.
were you was with the doctor for a good little minute, huh?
Probably 20, 30 minutes with him.
So who was the most interesting person that came and congratulated you while you were sitting back there with the doctor?
Uh, when I was sitting back there with the dog, I had I don't even know who I talked to. I talked to a lot of people, but I had like a thing over my face, like
Oh,
a cloth,
okay.
so I don't even know
Okay.
who I
Oh,
talked
you
to.
couldn't they could talk to you, but you really couldn't see who it was because
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
working.
I think
Okay.
the referee, the
Mr.
big Dan.
Magliotti, yes.
I think that was probably the biggest one that was like that talked to me when I was getting my face stitched back open, back
What
on. I should
you said back on. I know
say.
that's right, baby. Sometimes that happens. Y'all do have to get your faces put back on. That's
It'd
what
be
y'all
like
do
that
for a
sometimes.
living. So was there any other fights on the card that after you got patched up and was able to see again, Did the doctor say that you had any type of maybe slight concussion, anything like that?
No, ma'am. I'm pretty hard headed. I don't think I've ever had any. My brain's pretty well conditioned for wrestling, football. I don't think I've ever had a concussion issue or
Oh,
anything.
well, that's great news. That's great news. That
Yeah,
gives your fight life longevity too.
yes, ma'am. I think so.
That's absolutely fantastic. So what other fight that you did get to view after your fight was great to you,
Uh,
or interesting, or you
the
thought was
only
going to
one,
go the other way?
yeah, the only one I really wanted to see was my teammate Joshua Sykes. I felt he got robbed. I felt he beat the hell out of his opponent,
Oh,
and
really?
he lost by decision. Yeah, he doesn't have any marks on his face or anything. His opponent was pretty touched up from it.
Well, we've seen that happen before.
Yes, ma'am.
We
The
have seen that
judges,
happen before.
yeah.
So, will Mr. Sykes return? Is he going to come back? And
Yes, ma'am. He's right here.
100%. 100%. I'm coming back.
Show,
oh,
show
what's up, young man?
show the hand.
He's back here. Miss Nikki getting 2 for 1 today. What's good?
He
What's
broke
up?
his hand
Yeah, I
in the
broke my
second
hand.
round and fought to decision. So 3 rounds with a broke hand.
But my face is
Oh my
brand new. I ain't marked
god.
up at all.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah. So
talking about. See, y'all never know where the greatness go. I wasn't even looking at. I seen him back there, but I didn't. I wasn't looking at him because I was too busy looking at you.
in
Yes,
my entourage, my back
yes.
seat.
Buy one get one free today for Miss Nikki.
Yeah, yes,
So
ma'am. Yes,
yes. So, Mr. Sykes, can I talk to you? Why I got Josh?
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
What's up?
So what's good? So your debut?
Not much. Recovering.
Your debut?
Yeah, it was my BKFC debut.
Okay, so give me your
I've done
background of
I've done
fighting
2
before we
MMA
talk
matches.
about last night. Give me your background before we talk about last night. What's your background in fighting?
I'm a 2-0 MMA pro. I was a 3-time champion as an amateur in MMA, and this was my debut for BKFC.
Your pro debut,
Yeah.
huh? Well, no, not
Yep.
even pro, because you got 2 pro fights. Okay, so what made you want to leave or not leave? Because I know you ain't left MMA, but what made you want to come do bare knuckle?
I love it. The adrenaline's just different. It's a different game, and you got to be a dog to get in that squared circle. It's not like MMA. You can't take somebody down and lay on them and win. You got to be a dog, and that's the kind of shit I like.
Okay. So how long before your fight did you know you was fighting?
Uh, a month, maybe a month and a week. Like I was supposed to be on the card last month, and it kind of got drug out. Something happened. I couldn't get on that card, so I knew a fight was coming up, but I didn't get actual confirmation until about a month out.
Okay. So what was your preparation? Who did you prep with? And how did you feel going into the fight?
I felt great going into the fight. I still feel like I won that fight 100%. I outlanded him. I don't know who did them fucking stats, but they were wrong. But I outlanded him. I busted him up. I felt good going into the fight. I felt like I was ready. I didn't really care about what my opponent was doing. I was focused. I mean, I train with Jordan every day. We go to Lorenzo's together too. So I've got good guys around me, some of the best in the world. So I
Right.
wasn't concerned with him. I thought for sure I was gonna win that fight.
Okay. Tell the people what weight y'all fought at.
165, 165.
You in
I
a
fight.
beast division.
I fight between 55 to 75.
You are in a beast division. Y'all, ooh, that's smoke right there in that division. So I know
Yeah.
y'all been watching the outcome of some things that's been happening around the bare knuckle family and the different
Oh,
divisions. And I mean, I can't I don't even think I need to ask either one of you if you're game for what's ahead, what's going to be put in front of you, because you have already told me yes you are. Just the fact that you guys showed up, was ready, showed out, lets me know. I don't even need to ask that question. All I need, my next question is, will you gonna fight again? Will y'all fight again?
as soon as my hand heals, I'm ready to fight right now. I just gotta let this hand heal, and I'm ready.
Yeah, that's all we need is go back to Lorenzo's once we're healed up, and we'll be ready for another fight.
That's it.
I know that's right. Is there anything that we might not know that y'all want us to know about your experience with BKFC and just being a part of that whole movement last night. It was different because y'all had the TikTokers. So y'all didn't have a full card of all y'all fighters. Y'all had guests last night. So y'all got to be entertained by them. They was entertained by you guys, and they got to see what that life is really about. And they were fighting with gloves. When I know everybody has some, but we got to throw a twist. We can't expect them to want to be fully in like you guys, because you guys are my fighters. This is y'all's life. This is a life for y'all. Yeah, they do what they do. Y'all do what y'all do. So at the end of the day, that was a portion of entertainment for me. I'm glad everybody got to do what they do. What was the experience overall for you?
It was an amazing experience. BKFC is an awesome organization. First of all, like the way David Feldman handles everything, and like the new stuff that they're bringing to the table with like the what is like virtual reality fighting, and it busted out some like little action figures. People are getting made like the big fighters. I think I've seen Britton Hart's and David Feldman. Like they're a good organization. They got a lot of stuff going right. I can't wait to be back and fight for them.
Wasn't they supposed to have like a PlayStation game? Like ain't there supposed to be a
Yeah, and I think they're making a BKFC
yeah,
where you can pick your favorite, you can build your own fighter or pick your fighters that you want to represent you. Oh, this is gonna be off the chain. I already know it's getting ready to be crazy with y'all, especially with this video game thing. Y'all gonna be real crazy with this. I already know it's gonna be awesome to see y'all build this up, to watch y'all just elevate and become maybe his homegrown fighters. That's what he's always looking for, is his homegrown fighters. It's going to be awesome to see you guys rally and champion and fight and elevate yourselves to get where y'all need to be. You guys are young. Y'all got a minute to do this, so y'all can get around to some of the different people that are part of BKFC or veterans of BKFC, and get a little bit from as many of the veterans as y'all can moving forward, because everybody is usually welcoming, and as long as you're respectful, as long as everybody's respectful, nobody has a problem with working with anybody. So that's awesome. What did the doc say about your hand? Or you got to go see your primary doctor when you get home?
Yeah, I'm gonna go see a doctor when I get home.
How's it
To be
feeling
honest
right
with you, I
now?
didn't go to the hospital, and I wanted to drink some beer, so that's why I didn't go.
Understood, baby. Miss Nikki ain't got
Nah,
no problem with that.
that's what it's like. It's swollen up pretty good. It's a good one. I can't really close it, but I
Okay.
think it'll be all right. It'll heal up soon.
Okay. So you didn't get no cuss. He didn't get you with no body shots or nothing? Did you get him with a body shot?
He landed a couple body shots. I landed some. The stats said I landed 0 body shots, but I rewatched the fight last night, and you could see at least 15 body shots I landed in a clinch. So I know those stats are wrong. But I busted his eye open. I swole his eyes shut. Knotted the side of his head up pretty good. I bet he's feeling way shittier than I am this morning.
I know that's daggone right. Ooh, damn. So, is there any advice that you would give? And then it may be a crazy question, being that that was your debut last night, but I think this is the right time to ask you this. As a newbie, as a debuter last night, is there anything that you would tell the next fighter coming in to be prepared for?
Aggression is key. Like I outlanded my guy, I believe, by 30 to 50 punches. Um, but I lost a decision, I guess, from working on counter punching and not walking forward the whole time. And
Okay.
BKFC wants you to walk forward. So what I would tell everybody is don't go in there thinking you're gonna box or be able to slip and rip on people. You have to have the forward pressure, and I've learned that, and I'm gonna take that into my next fight. That was a big thing. I hate to lose, but that loss taught me something to help me win my next fight, keep going forward in the sport. Because honestly, I'm not really looking to go back to MMA right now. After I got a taste of that, I love that. I'm coming back to BKFC.
For true? For real?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness, you is my first fighter that said like usually you guys are like just looking to, but I understand because you got a heel right now. But I would imagine, I would imagine that moving forward in this 165, see, I got you. I got Brandon Pennington, who just got picked. I would not even be surprised if in the future I see you and him being matched up by the matchmaker. He's co-coach of Reggie Barnett Jr. That 165 division, Luis Palomino is y'all's champion right now. Y'all seen him go through that war with Good John a few weeks ago. What's your take on that? What's your take on that?
On Palomino in general, or
Both him, the fight with Good John, and just him in general.
Palomino. I'm actually a big fan of Palomino. I've watched all of his fights. I think he's a really good bare knuckle fighter. I do think Good John's overrated, and I think Palomino showed Good John a little bit too much respect, and he could have finished him. But I think he probably believes the same thing after the fight. I bet he knows in his head, like, damn, I could have finished him, but he just showed a little too much respect there. But I got all the respect in the world for Palomino. I think he's a savage.
Damn, it's gonna be hard to. I don't know if it's, well, I think it is going to be a little hard to dethrone him. It just depends on the mentality of the person that they put in front of him to moving forward to defend that belt. Because I think his mentality is going to always be what we've seen it so far. So unless something major happens, you're anybody that's faced with him, any of you guys, it's a tough challenge. It's just a tough challenge. I would not want to meet any of you guys or girls in a dark alley at no point. You know what I mean? Like, no point. So let me ask y'all a question, because also on that last card, Lorenzo had a little bit of a dust up with Hector after Hector's fight. What did y'all think about that? And was Hector even in the building yesterday? Did he come?
Yeah, I seen him last night. I seen him in there. Obviously, I didn't take a pic with him or anything like that. I'm Team Lorenzo. But I did see him in there. And I don't know, I think the punch was a cheap shot. I understand you don't want somebody taking your shine after a fight. You just won. You worked your ass off to that win. It's your time to shine, and I understand not wanting somebody to steal your limelight, but you just don't haul off and steal a dude like that in my eyes. Like Lorenzo's hands were down. He wasn't walking forward aggressive. I thought it was kind of uncalled for, but he's a grown man. He makes his own decision.
Do you think he was just still that Hector may have still been dealing with his adrenaline from the fight that caused him to kind of react? Just the culmination of everything leading up to that moment, and then him still having that adrenaline from his fight a few minutes. It wasn't even several minutes before this all popped off. So
yeah, I mean, I understand it. I just don't agree with it, but I understand why he did it. I mean, if you caught me at the right time, I might do the same thing. So, like I said, I understand it. I just don't agree with it, and that might be because I'm Team Lorenzo and I Team Lorenzo.
But moving forward, do you think for everybody that was a moment for everybody to say, maybe we should be just a scotch more respectful of each other's moments, just a little bit longer. Let that person have that moment a little bit longer than just immediately trying to, I don't think people care, like you said, that you want to be seen or heard, but let them live their moment a little bit longer before you try that.
Yeah, no, I agree. They made that clear last night before the fights in the back room. They said there will be no more getting in the cage to call somebody out. They're done with that. So
so no more of that. Oh, see what I'm saying? See how certain situations can change everything for everybody?
Oh yeah. Well, I think it's a good move on their part to stop that.
I absolutely do too, because I think it could cause wars outside of the ring that nobody's getting paid for and nobody really wants to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys are there for a purpose. So, sometimes we got to fall back and just let stuff be what it is.
Oh yeah.
So, what are you guys going to do today? I done talked y'all's heads off about this fight. Is there anything y'all want to tell the world that we haven't talked about that Miss Nikki failed to mention or bring up? Anything?
Nothing for me. So we'll be back. We'll be back stronger. I'll use more aggression, and looking forward to making BKFC my new home.
Absolutely, young man. Tell them again what your name is, because they looking and they thinking that you're Jordan when Jordan's actually in the front seat. So tell them again who you are so that they'll be clear and who my two fighters are I was talking to.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Joshua Sykes. I'm me and Jordan are teammates. Been teammates for a long time. Been training together for 6 or 7 years. Uh, two-man army. Two-man army. That's us. But I'm Joshua Sykes. You can look me up on Facebook or Instagram.
Okay, baby. Okay. So Jordan,
Yes,
I just feel like in this moment, we're going to have so many more interviews moving forward. We're going to see each other so much moving forward. Like, I don't want to give them everything right now because I want them to look forward to every interview moving forward. But, young man, I so much respect for you, so much respect for your
thank
opponent, so much respect for all of you guys and girls. I just cannot tell you how I feel like you guys set the tone last night with that first fight. And thank you, because it was an awesome thing to watch and see you guys go in there and put forth everything that you worked so hard for, everything that y'all talk about, build up to, leading up to the fights. And it was an honor to see you guys do what you did last night. It really was. And I know for sure moving forward that BKFC, you're going to be one of those people that they're going to put you to the test. Just know that they are going to put you to the test, baby. And if you pass them tests, that means that you're elevating, and that means that you're going to be to that place where y'all are fighting to get to. So just keep doing what you're doing and being who you are, because that obviously is working the best for you guys. And I'm proud of you guys. And thank you so much for the interview. Have the best day ever. Go get your eat on. I know y'all have been sacrificing some of your favorite foods. I know y'all done had a couple beers last night. So go get your eat on today. Go get your soap on when you get home. Let your ladies help you lick your wounds, and tell the girls that Miss Nikki said hi. And I don't know if anybody's married or not, or what, just tell the fam Miss Nikki said hi. And I'm looking forward to seeing both of you gentlemen moving forward. It is Nikki's excited. Yes. And thank you guys. Thank you. You got any
Yes,
sponsors you
ma'am.
want to shout out?
I've got some sponsors. Jordan, you got any you want to shout out?
I do not have any sponsors. I kind of had short notice for this fight. He has a few as well, though.
Yeah, I've got first I want to shout out my management team, Smith Brothers Combat Sports, Fling Law, thank you for them. NASA Fertilizer. I have a private sponsor named Derek. He's a buddy of mine. I appreciate him and all the stuff he does for me. Roberts Trim and Cabinetry. He really helped me out before this fight. I feel like there's one more that I'm forgetting, but that may be it. I think that's it.
Tell them where to find you on social media again, baby, so that they don't miss nothing.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Joshua Sykes on Facebook, and on my Instagram, I'm the Wayward One 1990. It's there's an underscore between each word, so the underscore Wayward underscore one, and then 1990.
Okay.
My Facebook is under Jordan Nash, and my Instagram is Nash underscore 155.
Okay. And that's where you guys can find them if you want to sponsor these young men. Y'all know, if you don't believe, you guys just go back and watch this card last night. There's no other way I can tell you. If you're not a believer, go see, because these two gentlemen, they stepped up last night. They handled their business. Whether they won or lost, they came out better fighters. They're going to be better fighters moving forward. They are looking forward to the challenge in their divisions. They're looking forward to the challenges that BKFC wants to throw at them. At this point, they don't even want to go. They don't want to fight nowhere else at this point. They want to get their claws in at BKFC. They want y'all to know they're there, and just know it's probably going to be a tournament soon. It's going to be a tournament soon. It's because y'all are spilling in and y'all showing out, and they're going to have to build up several tournaments running at one time. because y'all are showing up and showing out. And Miss Nikki is excited. And I cannot wait to see how this all just grows for you guys. I am so excited. So go look up Jordan Nash. Go look up Mr. Styles. Go look up everybody. See what they did last night. Congratulate them, those guys and girls that put in that hard work last night. You guys get acclimated with your fighters. Get acclimated with your fighters. Get to know who they are. See who you watch and fight. Because for me, maybe we see the complete fighter in that ring or in that octagon, but you don't see the complete person. So get to know people. And my fighters from BKFC, this is the one thing I will say about you guys, is that you guys are always open to have a respectful conversation. So if the fans are respectful, you guys are always open. Y'all will sign anything. Y'all will take a picture with anybody. So if we can keep that positive energy moving forward, then we're going to have a great time. The fighters are going to be better people, and we're going to be better fans, and we're going to fill up these events and have a great time. So keep that in mind, people. And gentlemen, thank you again for talking to Miss Nikki and Fight Heads MMA. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share your videos that you do with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, babies. Y'all have a good day.
Yes,
Be
ma'am.
safe. There you go, man. First fight of the night on that prelim. I told y'all, see, gold. Because guess what? Miss Nikki is going to watch these gentlemen grow from gate one with Mr. Nash at Plant City, at Total Line 2. It does not get any better. You got to be there. I have so much footage of different things and interviews that a lot of times I don't even get it out. So, look, this is not a game, ladies and gentlemen. And last night, in one of the fights at BKFC19, was proof positive that this is not a game. The fight between Mr. McElroy and Big Boy. Yeah, that was proof positive that you do not ever, ever, ever be disrespectful to your opponent or the ring. And I'm pretty sure Mr. McElroy was having a great time. I'm pretty sure he was having the best time of his life until he met that canvas. And if he had been fighting a little more than he was showing out, he might have got the ups. He might have been it. And it probably was that he was the favorite going into the fight. But this is not a game, guys. I don't know if you've seen Mr. Nash's forehead. I don't know if you've seen some of the other injuries that you guys come out with. The object is to not come out with those injuries, to look like Mr. Sykes did back there in the back seat behind Jordan. That's the key. But it doesn't always work out that way for you guys. So with that being said, don't ever go in there and put your hands down and stick your face out at your opponent. Don't do it. Don't do it. It just negates everything that everybody's working hard for, because this is a fight. So with that being said, he paid very dearly for his actions in that fight. And I don't know what else to say about it. Is just don't do it, because you will end up looking the way he did, because he went to sleep. Night. That's where he went. Night. And I don't know if he'll be able to get any seriousness that people was giving him before the fight. I don't know if he'll be able to get that back, or he may have to earn that back from the fan base, because the fans take it a certain kind of way too when they see the fighters do stuff. Chris Jensen and Cal McElroy, first round, got him out of there. Can't be playing with it, you guys. You got to be serious about it. You can't show that type of disrespect and unfocusedness when you're in the middle of a bare knuckle fight, in the middle of an MMA fight, or a boxing match. You just cannot. Right now is the time for y'all to shine. The pandemic made a lot of bad stuff happen and some good stuff happen for fighters. But this is y'all's time to shine. Y'all got to be ready. Y'all got to be serious. If you're not, it will show in your fight. It will show in your fight record. So keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. And I'm very proud of everybody that showed up and fought last night, whether you won or lost. Um, my guy Zion Tomlinson Sr. Um, was KO'd last night. His face is broke. We do know that. I have not reached out to him as of yet today because he ended up at the hospital last night, and I don't know if he had to have surgery today or not. Um, we're going to find out. We're going to give Zion a little bit time to get himself together, heal, and get his mind right. And I'm pretty sure he will eventually talk to Miss Nikki and tell her about the experience that he had last night. With BKFC19. That's anybody. That can happen to any one of you. So I wasn't surprised by it. Because I know it can happen at any moment to any of you. So, with that being said, you gotta, take this seriously, you guys, because as serious as Zion is as a fighter, he still has to go and recover from that injury. And it wasn't something that nobody was looking for him to come out of the fight with. But those are the type of injuries y'all come out with. You break your face, get your teeth knocked out, break your hands, break your ribs, pull all kinds of different muscles and whatnot. So y'all have to take this serious. Please stop thinking this is a game. Because even if you don't take it serious, the person across from you does. And they're feeling like you're going to try to hurt them, and they are going to definitely try to hurt you. So at the end of the day, everybody showed up, everybody showed out. Some won, some lost. And I know some of y'all is just tired of Miss Nikki being right. I told y'all Britain was going to win her fight. I told y'all she was probably going to stop Jenny. I told y'all Rachel was going to scorch Paige. I told y'all that. I know y'all tired of me being right. It's about that energy, you guys. Y'all don't get it. It's about the energy. And I was a little bit disappointed that I don't know, it just what is going on with some of the stuff y'all be weighing in, and like all the girls showed up and had their pretty girl look on for weigh-ins. And Paige just showed up in some damn jogging pants and a shirt. What the WTF is what I said. WTF. What is that about? All the way leading up into the fight, every other day, I look at my news feed. It's pictures of this young lady glammed up, glammed up from her OnlyFans page or whatever she's doing with her pictures and all that. Glammed up. You show up to the BKFC weigh-ins with some jogging pants and a t-shirt on. I don't know if she was trying to reverse that affect of people thinking she's just a pretty girl. That just didn't make sense to me. That's the wave you supposed to be riding on, young lady. You were supposed to outshine every single female, including your opponent, at those weigh-ins with your look. That's what you were supposed to do. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm in my feelings. I don't know. But child. Mm, 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 mm. I don't even know what to say because I don't even know what's going to happen moving forward for her. They didn't spend so much money on her, so much money. And I'm not being I don't think I'm being judgmental. I'm just calling it the way I see it. And a lot was put into this, and a lot of people a lot of people was mad about it. For what, y'all? Wasted energy. Because what y'all said was going to happen is happening. Wasted energy being mad. So with that being said, I don't know how she can get those back. She's 0-2 now. I mean, at this point, they gonna have to feed her somebody. But why when nobody else gets fed? The other girls have to fight tough opponents. The other girls have to do what they got to do to get the attention of Nate and Mr. Feldman. So at this point, we're gonna need her for the duration of her contract to maybe give us a little bit more interaction for our money. Not everybody's feeling like going to that OnlyFans. I'm not getting ready to subscribe to it. So, as somebody who either spends their money coming to the shows as media or watching it, paying for it at home, I need a little more interaction from Paige Van Zandt, period. She does less than the bare minimum as far as promotion with BKFC. And that's just how I see it. That's Miss Nikki's opinion. I'm not speaking for anybody but me. So no show. I didn't see her at the. I didn't post fight pop press conference. Win, lose or draw, as the main event. Like unless you have an injury that takes you to the hospital, I think it is. I believe it is your responsibility to show up and answer questions after the fight, especially all the push that you got from everybody going into the fight. So, you know, there was questions that some of the reporters or some of media had for Paige, and they never get to ask it because she never comes to the post fight. So, not that I know of. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm just in my feelings, which I usually am not, because I'm a purist. But I know how I'm beginning to understand how this works. So, I see why my girls were mad. Sometimes it takes for stuff to unfold a little bit more for Miss Nikki to get a fuller understanding. But I understand, I get it now, girls. And for that, I'm sorry. But guess what? She still cannot take y'all shine. It's up to y'all to go out there and shine. It's up to y'all to go out there and put on great performances. I don't know what to say about the money part. I think Mr. Feldman probably thought it was going to be a great thing. It was going to bring everybody some, you know, not only revenue but um shine. And he can't reverse what he's done this far. He's just got to, follow it through. And this is where y'all get to show who really should be there. This is y'all's time to show who should really be there. He already said last night at the post fight press conference, it will be a tournament, a female 125 flyweight division tournament. So, all of y'all that think you are about that life, let's go, girls. It's your time to shine. Um, y'all have the most attention right now at BKFC as far as what's moving forward in certain divisions. Y'all have the attention of the world. It's time for y'all to go ahead and give it to them, babies. Just go ahead and give it to them because y'all are capable. Y'all do it every time y'all step into the ring. Just go ahead and give it to them. So with that being said, with the tournament starting up, Beck coming back, Christine is fighting in September. This is about to be fire. I think for the rest of the year, from this point forward, because Rachel herself has set another bar coming in as a debuter. I mean, it just, God, it don't look good for Paige at all. Like, she couldn't beat a veteran, she couldn't beat a newbie. It just does not look good for her. But y'all know sometimes y'all get down. Sometimes y'all get down. And it takes something to happen for y'all to snap the losing streak. So I don't know what she needs to do or change. I don't think that she's not training. I don't think it has anything that I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But obviously, Rachel put in that work last night and got a unanimous decision. And congratulations to her. And they done made a fan out of her. She's talking about coming back too. So, you know, I know right now Paige is probably in not the best mental space because of her loss last night and her loss previously, and then all the extra that she deals with just social media and stuff. Um, I don't know. When we see her return, I don't know. Especially with Beck returning. This is that's why I say I think the rest of this year is going to go to the women's division as far as the action, as far as who's doing what. I think that's where most of the attention will be because we've got some new champions from BKFC18. We're giving those people a chance to heal up, so um, they're not going to be pushed immediately back into the squared circle to fight anybody. They're going to be given a chance to heal up as champions and make and give the matchmakers a good chance to match up their next fight. So Arnold Boombaye, never a surprise, never a surprise, never. And he was very honest about his fight. He said he got rocked 3 times in that fight by his opponent. And that young man, Terrell, Mr. Mick Terrell, he went through a lot just to be on the card last night. And that's why I always say, when you guys show up, you do what you're supposed to do. At the end of the day, nobody can give you guff about that. Nobody should be able to give you a guff about a loss because you showed up, you made your weight, and you did what you were supposed to, and you came and you fought. There's a lot of times Miss Nikki standing in the background, and people get shook and will not fight. So you guys showed up, and Mick came all the way from the United Kingdom. Um, Brought his fighting warrior spirit with him. He went through a 14-day quarantine in Mexico, and I think he had another day added on. So he didn't get here until the day before the fight, the day of weigh-ins. So he was already going through a lot. And the fact that he showed up and put on such a performance and gave it everything he had has to be commended. It's got to be a certain level of respect shown where it is earned. And just because you lose a fight does not make you a loser. So, with that being said, guys and girls, when you put in that hard work and it shows in your fight, y'all always don't, even if you don't get the victory on paper, does not mean that you are not victorious. Because at some point between your last fight and the fight, the fight, this fight and your last fight, you've grown somewhere. Something in your fight game has grown. You did a little bit better than you did in your last fight. So don't don't worry about what the rest of the world is saying. Just stay focused, my fighters. Stay focused, guys and girls. Do what you guys do. Miss Nikki always believes in you. Um, have so much respect for what you guys and girls do, and nobody can take that away from you guys. Nobody can take it from you. So keep training, stay focused, stay eating good, stay making sure you do great weight cuts, and taking care of your bodies mentally, physically, eating and sleeping enough, and everything that you're supposed to. Just keep doing those things, guys, to the best of your ability, guys and girls, to the best of your ability, and it will work out for you. It will work out. Miss Nikki is very proud of everybody. Um, the only fight that I thought was a surprise was I really thought that Blueface's opponent was going to be more involved. Mr. Trujillo, Kane Trujillo. He was another one that I don't think he I think he might have been a disappointment in his reaction to his fight too. I really thought he was gonna have a surprise for Blueface. I thought he was gonna be a little more engaged. I thought we was gonna see a little more. I thought we was gonna get a little more. You know what I mean? So I can understand Mr. Feldman's lack of enthusiasm at the post-fight press conference. And then you have somebody who wants to fight Blueface after. Look, you guys, what in the hell is going on with y'all? What is going on with y'all? Why do y'all feel like y'all as can just walk up to people and offer them to fight? What is going on? Y'all cannot do that. Stop. Even if you don't have respect for this young man, respect what he's doing in that moment. And as a fan, you got to stand in a certain place. You can't do that. You can't be disrespectful. And I'm pretty sure, just from Mr. Feldman's response to media last night at that post-fight press conference, they had him removed because he just wouldn't stop. So with that being said, stop going into these events, letting these spirits get the better of y'all and thinking y'all going to challenge people to fights and y'all gonna win. Y'all not gonna win against these guys and girls that's coming out of this ring. They just came out of a war. They still fighting with their adrenaline from the war. Y'all not gonna win against them. Even if they just lost their fight. You're not gonna win against them. Stop challenging them. Stop doing that to each. Stop. 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 Y'all wonder why they don't want to talk to the fans. Y'all wonder why they act like they don't see y'all, they don't hear y'all when y'all try to talk to them because they have to deal with this craziness. The kid came, he made his weight, him and his opponent fought. We might not have liked we might not have liked the outcome of the fight. We might not even whatever. But y'all have got to stop being disrespectful. Even though people didn't want to take it serious, this kid put in a little bit of training. He did enough to, make it look good. So with that being said, unless you doing it too, move out the way. Move out the way. And if anything, whoever that person was, I don't even know who it was because I wasn't there. But I don't know who it was. How about Mr. Feldman invite Mr. Blueface back to fight the person that thought they wanted to challenge him? How about that? You about that life? You want to fight him? Let's make that happen. Let's make it happen. Tragic. Tragic. And I'm pretty sure if Mr. Blueface had wanted to, he probably could have put the paws on that person, but he didn't. At least I don't think he did. Taylor Starling versus Cassie Robb. She got the TKO. Congratulations, Taylor. Congratulations, young lady. Yes. Moving forward. We're gonna see what she really, really got. And another fight that I didn't know because it was smoke at the weigh-ins. Mr. Herrera and Mr. Velasquez. I was not. If anything, I would have expected that fight to go the distance. I did not see that coming. I did not see that TKO coming. I just didn't. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. I mean, Abdel is one of our veteran fighters. He came in that fight 3-3 at bare knuckle. He needed that win. He would have needed that win last night. The fact that he got stopped last night, I don't know if it puts him on the shelf with BKFC or not. He's always one of the fighters that's willing to step up and fight. So I think he has a good reputation with BKFC, but I think they are looking for him. He needs to win now. He needs to win. He needs to win. He was one of my fighters that fought in the tournament with Reggie Barnett Jr., Johnny Bedford, Rusty Crowder. He was amongst those fighters in that first tournament leading up to that 135 championship fight. So he busted down from 135 to 125. So his loss last night was not at 135. It was his first loss at 125. So that goes to show you that um, even the smaller fights are explosive. They are. They're very explosive. So with that being said, him and his team are gonna really have to do some soul searching and figure out what's going to happen next for him. Um, I don't know. Maybe he'll take a break from BKFC. Maybe he'll go fight some MMA or something or some boxing and take a break from BKFC for a little while, get his mind right. Maybe get into some new training and I don't know. I don't know because he's one of my. He's a 50-50 fighter at this point. So I don't know. Britain and Jenny, I told y'all. A lot of people didn't want to hear Miss Nikki, but I told y'all that's how that was going to go down. Y'all built Jenny up. Y'all made her believe that she was. I mean, let's talk about who Jenny's first opponent was to begin with. It was Sheena Puma Star. Um, really, really, y'all really did that. What y'all really did was give Jenny a false sense of fightership. Is what y'all really did. Y'all set her up for that last night. Y'all really did. So, with that being said, she went in there and took her lumps. She gave some lumps. She gave Britain some lumps. She took some lumps from Britain, and Britain was able to do what we know that Britain is capable of doing. Got her out of there. Will we see a rematch between them two? Don't know. Doubt it very highly. But yeah, y'all set her up for that. And let's revisit this that Britain and Taylor fighting. If they fight, whether they fight or not is beyond me in this moment. But what I will say is it won't be for a belt. That I know. Maybe they might push up that paycheck for Britain, but Miss Starling, even though she's had two pretty good performances, um, yeah, baby girl, your third fight, they're gonna put you to the test. They're gonna put you to the real test, and I don't think it's gonna be Britain, but I believe they're gonna give you a test. It's always that third fight for y'all. It's always the third fight for y'all. Even for Reggie, in my mind, it was that third fight for him. Go back and see who was his third opponent. I believe. I want to say his right on third degree Burns, Mr. Burns, Clay Burns. I believe was Reggie's third fight. So it's always that third fight with y'all at BKFC that they really are looking to see what you guys and girls are made of. And if y'all wonder why Britain Hart is still around, is because she has set a bar that I don't think nobody gives her respect for. That's why she's still there. That's why she's still fighting. That's why she's still in the forefront of that women's division, because she set a bar when nobody else thought that she could. Nobody ever wants to give that girl her just fucking desserts that she's earned. That she's earned. They put her against the toughest girls starting out. The rest of y'all kind of, including Paige, kind of easy peasy work for her after being through a war with Christine, Beck, and there was another one that she had. Yeah, yes, she got the three toughest females in BKFC starting out, and nobody wanted to give her credit because she lost those fights to those girls. But guess what it did? It made her, every time she went back and got a little better. And I argue with people about this because I see, this is what I believe I'm seeing with my own two eyes, not through somebody else, not because somebody else said it, but what Miss Nikki sees with her own two eyes. And this girl has improved. She has improved. She steps forward now. She stepped up. She has leveled up. So instead of Britain 5.0, I'm going to scratch it and call her Britain 10,000. She's Britain 10,000 for Miss Nikki. So, with that being said, she has never run from a fight. She has never turned down an opponent. Um, there hasn't been a time where she's told me that she was going to fight and the fight didn't happen because something on her end. Britain is always ready. She keeps herself ready. So you know, all I'm asking is that we as media and the fan base give that young lady the respect that she has so graciously earned from day one. Some of y'all might be in your feelings because y'all didn't want her to win that fight last night. I don't know where did y'all get that from? Where did y'all ever think that was going? She was going to let that happen. She showed y'all last night who she really was. She been showing y'all who she really is. So I'm very excited for Britain. Congratulations to her and Joey again. She is no longer, as a matter of fact, you guys, she is no longer Britain Hart. Well, she's now Britain Beltran. That sounds so funny to say. It's weird to say that. Britain Beltran. She married Joey the Mexicutioner Beltran. Those two are now husband and wife. They've joined their families. This is exciting, you guys. This is the best news we have had at BKFC, I believe, ever. Ever. This has been the best news. This young lady is she's living her best life. She ain't going back and forth with y'all ninjas. She's living her best life. Ain't going back and forth with y'all ninjas. She's living her best life. Yes. How much better can it get? She got the heavyweight champion as her husband. They living their best life. She's got, what is she on, a 4-fight win streak now? Britain is doing her thing. Britain is living, finally. And at the end of the day, like I always say to y'all, Miss Nikki knows Britain from back before she started fighting bare knuckle. So that's the person that I know. And that young lady has not outwardly made me feel like anything other than what I get from her. She's always very respectful, very engaging with Miss Nikki. She shows me love every time she sees me. If I asked her for an interview, if she's available in that moment, she gives it. Her and Joey both. All my fighters do. But what I'm saying to y'all is like, we all have our ups and downs in lives. We have situations that, we don't come out of looking the rosiest. But at the end of the day, this young lady she trudged forward, and she believed in herself when she knew nobody else wanted to believe in her. And look at where she has pulled her bootstraps up to. Nothing but love and respect. So, with that being said, I hope you guys are having a great Saturday. Oh, before I go, tonight on the UFC card will be Miranda Fear the Maverick fighting Macy Barber. These two are both 9-2. This fight is very pivotal for both young ladies. Both young ladies need a win. Macy is on a losing streak. I think she's on a 2 or 3 fight losing streak. And Miranda is on a winning streak. She's undefeated with her UFC career at this point. So this is a pivotal fight for that flyweight division for these young women. Both women are young. Both have had like a big boom splash into the UFC flyweight division. And that's a lot of pressure, whether people think it is or not. Not only the pressure that they put themselves under as fighters, but the automatic pressure that is there for fighters. So, with that being said, both ladies are looking to come out and dominate. Both ladies are looking to um, use every trick in the book that they have to get the victory tonight. So if you don't watch any other fight on that UFC card, watch that female fight with Miranda and Macy tonight. You guys don't want to miss that fight. It is going to be off the chain. Trust and know. Trust and know. Whether it starts slow or whether it starts fast, that's going to be a banger. And those girls are going to be putting in everything that they have. So please do not forget to tune into that UFC card tonight and watch our flyweight females, Miranda Maverick and Macy Barber, do their things. This is such a pivotal fight for this division for these two young ladies. The winner of this fight absolutely gets elevated quickly. So show your love and support, guys and girls. We showed up for BKFC last night. Let's show up for our UFC fighters tonight. Any boxing that's going on tonight, show up for your fighters. Show your love and support. Let them know you're there. Let them know you appreciate everything that they put in to go in and be able to give the performances that they do inside those rings and octagons and the trigon over there at BYB. And be looking forward for Miss Nikki to come back soon with, I have to talk to Reggie because Reggie's about to fight for his belt again. Him and Johnny are going to fight. That's what they keep saying. But Johnny and Reggie are fighting for the belt again. So you guys know Miss Nikki and Reggie will be, excuse me, you guys, getting together soon to talk about this fight. We've talked about it several times, but it's solidified now. Both sides are in. I believe contracts on both sides are signed. I believe Johnny is in training. I know Reggie is in training. I didn't even know that. But he was down there at the BKFC19 card last night. I don't know if Johnny showed up. I think if Reggie would have ran into Johnny, I think we might have got a little picture from them. But I don't know. It's a different fight this time, you guys. Simply because Reggie feels or knows, however I can word this, because even he didn't fight his fight in that first championship fight against Johnny. He fought Johnny's fight. That is exactly what happened. I can't even word it any other way. If you don't believe me, Reggie has told it to me. He has told it to everybody. And Brandon, his co-coach, has said it too. We're all in agreement. I think it's going to be a different fight for Johnny too. It's not going to be as much pressure, I believe, for either guy. I don't think the pressure is going to be as heavy as it was going into the first championship fight. I don't know why I feel that way, but I just feel that way. Maybe it's because of the two fighters that I'm discussing. Um, both men hold certain qualities in their boxing game that is advantageous for each of them, but a monster for the opposite. You know what I mean? So I think that they've both been through so many wars that uh, there's a level of the expectation level is a little bit different. Um, they do not. We had a lot of chit chat and yickety yakking from both camps leading into the first championship fight, but this time we're not going to have that. Those two absolutely met in a place of respect after that first war. So we will not see them two. Y'all won't get that ugliness that y'all got a little bit of in the first fight. Just know that. What y'all will be getting are two men that have something to prove to themselves, not to the rest of us, to themselves. So this fight is going to be a little bit different come next month for both men. I would imagine that both of them have cranked up the training to 1 million for this rematch of this belt for this belt. We all know that John and Reggie faced each other after the 135 tournament in the championship fight. We know that Johnny came out the victor of that fight. He got a couple knockdowns on Reggie in that fight too. So that's going to be different. It's going to be so we got a lot to look forward to in this fight. Then we know that Johnny, to defend his belt for the first time after a year of just sitting casually cool with it, he was matched against that be that win, and that came out victorious in that championship fight against Johnny. He took that belt from Johnny and did not want to fight Reggie. He did not want to fight Reggie. And so what ended up happening, now I'm not very still clear on this because Reggie explained to me something about their division having three belts. Like it's a bare knuckle belt, then there you got the Hall of Fame belt, and then you got like an international belt or something like that. So with that being said, BKFC let it go that they stripped that of that belt. That said he wasn't never stripped of the belt. I don't know what the hell is going on. He was crying and complaining with Miss Nikki when we did our interview about making money like pay. Everybody was so worried about what was going on with that girl. Y'all do not even want to be wearing her shoes right now. Y'all might want to be wearing her paycheck, but y'all don't want to be wearing her shoes right now. So with that being said, he was crying about his manager and Paige's manager are the same entity, and they needed to get him the money that Paige was getting. But like I said to him, unless he was gonna go a pair of titties and a fat ass, he wasn't getting that. Sorry about your luck, huh? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So um there's something hinky going on here. But then last week, that released a photo of, I believe, him signing a contract saying that he's back with BKFC, which a lot of people didn't even think that was going to happen. But I kept saying that, where did y'all think he was going? Where did y'all really think? Where did y'all think he was going? Okay. So we know that he's back, and Miss Nikki need to see if she can get another interview with him because I want to find out if his manager was able to get him the money that he was requesting in our last interview. I don't believe so. If you want the truth, I believe he probably came back and for less money. Because once you got one time with David Feldman. So I don't know. And I don't think even if I do talk to him, I would be sketched to say that I'm gonna get the truth. Cause that likes to keep us guessing. I'll just put it that way. I don't want to sound negative, but he likes to keep us guessing. Not everything he says is provable. I don't know. We just gonna find out. I don't know. So, yeah, I know people probably would think Miss Nikki would be in her feelings about him ghosting. See, look, when y'all ghost me in the middle of our interviews, it lets me know that I was asking the right questions. It lets me know that I was on the right path. Because what other reason would you have? Because I know I haven't been disrespectful. You might feel disrespected, but I'm not being disrespectful in no shape, form, or fashion, guys and girls. But when y'all do stuff like what that did and what Mr. Goodjohn did with ghosting in the interviews, y'all just add more mystery to the mystery. Y'all just make Miss Nikki keep looking at that situation, keep looking and keep picking it apart and keep picking it apart and keep picking it apart until it comes out in the wash what is really going on. So with that being said, Miss Nikki gonna reach out and see if that'll get up with her and we can talk about this new contract that he signed, see if he'll give us some nuggets about when he may be returning. But trust and know, that's why David is talking about tournaments. Trust and know. After this fight with Johnny and Reggie come next month, everything else is going to be a tournament. Everything else, and that, yeah, it's going to be a tournament. He's going to make sure because he's got new fighters that have given him a good look in that weight division over the last year, and he's got his veterans that have been solidly doing their job. Stand in the win column, stand active, stand visible to the community. Um, so he has no choice at this point but to make another tournament for that division. He has no choice at this point but to make another tournament, to make a tournament for the girls because the division is starting to, people are starting to take their place. So we got to know what that place is and how long they're going to hold it. So I need y'all to be ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Make sure your cardio is good. Make sure you're eating right. Make sure you're doing your whatever your coaches need you to do to prepare for your next fight, whether it's MMA, boxing, or bare knuckle. Y'all have got to be prepared because if you're not, it's going to show and you're going to regret not being prepared because that's going to be another asterisk in your loss column. So let's go. I'm proud of Mr. J Action Jackson. Um, Hopefully, Miss Nikki will get him very soon on the show, and we could talk about his debut at Bare Knuckle. Kevin Smith Brothers Fighters was in that jank last night. Y'all was in there. Y'all was in there. Y'all was in there. Y'all was in there. Yeah, stop playing. Whew. What shenanigans? What shenanigans, Tina? What shenanigans? I done said all I done had to say about that card. Yes. And Miss Nikki did have interviews with Jordan Nash. Miss Nikki had met Jordan and Jay and I already knew Britain and there was another kid on the card. Oh, I know Zion. That's another one. We got to check on our kid Zion. He's so young, you guys. He's just 21 years old. Oh, Blueface. I expected more from his opponent as far as being engaged in the fight, Lady Tina. Um, I did speak on the fan approaching or whoever approached after his fight was trying to engage him. Then, um, that has got to stop. Y'all have got to be stop being disrespectful to other people. Y'all have got to stop that. And as a fan and somebody who does not fight, if your ass is not in that gym like these fighters are, even if you think they're not good fighters, if you are not in that gym putting in that same work that they don't challenge them. Because trust me, there are moments where they shut the fuck off. There are moments where they shut off and they don't have control of themselves because of stupid stuff. That's stupid to engage somebody that you know you can't beat or not going to be able to beat up. That's stupid. So when they, from their perspective, they know all the sacrifices they make. They don't appreciate that type of shenanigans. They don't even appreciate it from each other. So what y'all think they're gonna have for the rest of us? A two-piece. So I don't know. I say let the guy come back and fight Blueface. Let Blueface put them paws on him. Since he felt like he wanted to get them paws put on him, let Blueface put them on him. He ain't too bad. He ain't do too shabby last night for himself. People not fighting should stay out of the ring. That's what I'm saying. Try to steal someone's shit. Yes, and a biscuit. Okay, so if y'all don't know who I'm talking to, I'm gonna tell you who I'm talking to. I'm talking to one of my fighters' moms. Bang, bang, bang. Yes. See, Miss Nick, y'all stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Her son is getting ready to be very soon debuting at BKFC in that 165 division. Her son will be the janitor, Brandon the Janitor Pennington, the one that I warned y'all about. If you don't know, now you know. Go look back on my page. You'll see my interview with him directly after BKFC 9 tryouts. Come get that smoke. Everybody feel like they're about that life. Y'all have got to put up or shut up. That's where I'm at with it. Miss Nikki is a purist. I'm all about the fight. I don't care about them shenanigans and y'all talking jaw jacking beforehand. Sometimes it catches my attention when I know that when somebody has gone too far, overstepped the boundary of talking ish to their opponent. Like you can't stop talking about each other's wives, stop talking about each other's kids. If it don't have nothing to do with fight, don't bring it up. Do not bring it up. Let it go. Let it go. Even if you know it's something that can hurt that other person, let it go. Because at this point, people are really taking shit too hard. And they asses is coming for y'all's head in that ring or in that octagon. So y'all gotta be now we're in the stage of being able to build respect. Something that is not always given but should be there. It's just that simple, you know? And we're growing together, guys and girls, I think sometimes we think because we have all the social media and um, we can see stuff instantly. I think that makes us believe that we know everything or that we know more than the next person. It really doesn't. We're still living and learning. But there are certain things that, as human beings, we've been here long enough and operating long enough that it should just be a part of our human nature. So, with that being said, if you want respect, give respect. The same energy that we put out is the same energy that the universe gives us back. So, and a lot of my fighters, life be kicking the hell out of them. Life kicks. See, once you find out why a person is motivated to fight, then you are able to uh, see it. See it. And when I say see it, like everybody, the motivation is different for everybody. And most of my fighters fight because life has kicked the crap out of them. Whether they were being bullied, whether it was family issues, whatever the issue was, is, or going to be. So that's why I say stop with the disrespect because you don't know what somebody else is going through. You only know what you see in that ring. You only know what they show us through our interviews. So you don't know what somebody is going through. And you don't know how they're going to react. And you may be playing with them. You may be joking. You may be just trying to have fun with them. But that might not be great for them right then. So take the time to get to know who the person is that you're trying to interact with. And if you don't want to take that time, just be careful when you're approaching them because you don't know what you're going to get. Hector Lombard showed us that a couple weeks ago. Robert Washington showed us that a couple months ago when he ran into Brandon Lambert outside of the octagon there in Alabama. That situation just it blew up and it got ugly. Yeah. So y'all need to know Mr. Feldman is not having the shenanigans anymore. It's costing him more than it's bringing him. So he not having it. And if he not, let me tell y'all something. The security at the shows, they don't fucking play. They do not play. I don't know what conversation Mr. Feldman's have with these people before the shows, but they don't play. So y'all don't want that smoke from not only the fighters, but y'all really don't want the smoke from the security or the police at the events. Yeah, the real police. They not playing. So this is meant for us to have fun. This is meant for us to watch people grow in this sport. Um, I know that the shenanigans bring views and stuff, but at the end of the day, the shenanigans don't win you a fight. The shenanigans don't really get you a paycheck. Winning that fight get you a fight bonus and get your check written faster. So y'all make the decision where y'all want to be, where y'all want to land. It's up to y'all. But I need my fan base to fall back off my fighters because they've been through a lot in last year. They really have, and right now it's not the time to be testing them. Give them a chance to get back. Give them a chance to get back, make them money. Give them a chance to get back in the win column. Just give them a chance to regroup because life has kicked the heck out of them too. And just know that everybody wants to keep saying the UFC was moving, the UFC was the only one moving. No, the UFC was not the only fucking organization moving during the pandemic. BKFC, they may have not been moving as much, but they was getting it done too. They kept a lot of y'all busy, maybe not as busy as y'all wanted to be during the pandemic, but they was out there too. So stop acting like BKFC and my fighters at BKFC wasn't doing their job and keeping y'all entertained. Cause they was. Cause they was. Cause there for a while some of them MMA fights was very lackluster. Just putting stuff together just cause y'all can, just whatever. And people wasn't hearing it. People wasn't feeling it. So they needed something else to be entertained by, which was my BKFC organization and my BKFC fighters. So y'all held it down just as much as the UFC fighters did. Feel what I'm saying? Gotta give respect, love, and speak up when it is much deserved. Y'all have earned that. Y'all have earned that. Maybe we didn't put on, maybe we don't have shows of 50, 60,000 people, but the 4,000 people, the 5,000 people that do show up to these BKFC shows are awesome. They're awesome fans. They haven't always been in the right either. We done had a couple little fights out there in the fan. Yeah, people get excited, stuff happens. But for the most part, our fan base is great. They show up, they support their fighters, and that's all we can ask. But now y'all starting to step out. Y'all coming from up there in the nosebleed sections, coming all the way down to the floor to get your heads knocked off by these fighters. Don't do it. Stay your ass up there. Please stay up there. Because if you come down here on this floor, you gonna get what you're looking for. If you meet them out there in the mezzanine of the event and you popping, you gonna get what you're looking for. So Miss Nikki done warned y'all and gave y'all fair warning. And I'm saying that to protect my fighters because it's them that suffer when they have to put them registered legal pause on y'all unregistered fight people that think y'all want to fight. It is them that pay the price for that. It's them. They can be charged by the police. They can be sanctioned by the promotion. They can be sanctioned by the commission. So stop putting the fighters in a position in which they should not ever have to be worried about put in by somebody that's there to support them and build them up. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't forget tonight, Miranda Fear the Maverick and Macy Barber on this UFC card. You don't want to miss it. That's going to be fireworks, guys. That's going to be a firework fight. I can tell you that now because both girls are not backing down. They're not talking like they backing down. They got a lot of respect for each other, just like anybody else does with their opponent going into a fight. But they're evenly matched at this point. They're both 9-2. Macy's on a losing streak. Miranda's on a winning streak. Miranda's trying to continue Macy's losing streak, and Macy is trying to break Miranda's winning streak. So, with that being said, I don't care who else is fighting on that card tonight. Y'all do not want to miss that fight in that female flyweight division. It is going down. This fight will be pivotal for both of these girls. Both girls will be catapulted in the rankings after this fight tonight. So whoever wins this fight between Miranda Maverick and Macy Barber, they will be catapulted up in the rankings tonight. So y'all don't want to miss that. Speaking of the girls, Britton and Taylor, yeah, they were awesome. I do not want to see those two fight. I just don't. It's something about that fight that is not appealing to me. Not that I don't like either girl or their fights. So y'all know I love Britain, and Miss Starling is growing on Miss Nikki, but I don't think I've met that young lady yet. But I don't know. It's just something that does not give me joy as a purist to see people that I know have a kinship. And when I say a kinship, that means more than just a basic friendship or knowingship. These two girls have history. And you can't pick who you want to win from two people that love each other so much. Yeah, I agree. Well, that ain't gonna happen for another two fights, Lady Tina. You know that. I already had a whole discussion about that. It's tragic. It is tragic. That situation is tragic. I don't even know what to say about. I hate to see her going through it, but it is what it is. Like I said, she couldn't beat the veteran coming in. Then she couldn't beat um the newbie that they put in front of her and Rachel. I mean, it's just not work. It's not the only thing that's good coming out good for this for her is the money aspect. Have we been fooled? Were we the one? Did she pull shenanigans on us, y'all? Maybe that's the question Miss Nikki should be asking. Did her ass pull the shenanigans on our asses? Did she make us believe that she really wanted to do this and she was coming to really do it and all, and we believed her and we took her for her word and we was, what is the word? Bamboozled. Did she bamboozle Mr. Feldman and Nate? No, that's what I want to know. What the fuck is going on here? And like I said, I was much, much disappointed in how the pretty girl that's being labeled the pretty girl, that says she's the pretty girl, how's she gonna show up to the weigh-ins not being the pretty girl? There was a lot of things that just mm, it might be it might be a blessing that Miss Nikki wasn't at the show because I'm kind of sometimes verbal about what I think. Like that at weigh-ins, I'm gonna have to say this because this is facts for me. That them girls, our ring girls that were standing out back, they were the most distracting thing. That was the most distracting watching the weigh-ins. That was so distracting. Like they were so non-uniform. Like Dave, I need you to go back to the old ways, baby. They got to be wearing the same color. I need them to all. I like the dark hair. Just everybody. That red hair was so fucking distracting. Like it was distracting for me. I don't want to be judgmental. You know, I don't know. It was just something about that whole. It didn't even look aesthetic to me. It didn't even look aesthetic. Them girls did not look aesthetic to me. I'm sorry, but I'm not trying to be judgmental. This is truly Miss Nikki's feelings. That was just no, 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 no. That did not work for me. And I know how to get. I know how BKFC gets down with the ring girls. Last night was not conducive to what I'm used to seeing. It just wasn't. So there you have that. So happy they paid her so much. Not you stupid Tina. Look, like I said, that's the only thing that's going well for that young lady right now. Is her pockets is full. Other than that, and we always say money can't buy happiness, but I hope it is for her in this moment because at this point, I knew she is getting slammed on social media. I knew it was people that couldn't wait. They had it pulled up. They was waiting to hit the send button as soon as that result of that fight came out. Send pictures. Oh man, I feel bad for her. I feel so bad for her, but yo, it is y'all's job to come in there and prove your opponent wrong, come in there and prove the matchmakers wrong, come in there and prove the world wrong. I'm not saying that Paige didn't fight her hardest, but what I am saying is it does not look good that she was placed against a veteran, couldn't get her out of there. And then she was placed against the newbie coming in, and she couldn't get her out of there. So is she proving to us that y'all was right all along? Was I mean, I hate to say it, I really do, because I've been in her corner for a while, but I really hate to say this, but no, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm gonna just let it go. Because, like I said, sometimes y'all get down. She's down right now. And we're going to have to see what her response to her being down is. You know, diamonds get made under pressure. She still got, what, 2 more fights on her contract with BKFC? So at the end of the day, no matter how we feel, what we think, we still gonna see her fight at least 2 more times. We're gonna still see her fight at least 2 more times. I don't know how she gets back from the 2 losses, but the only way to get back from those 2 losses is to make sure she wins her next 2 fights. So that means that um, Dave and them can't really give her a feeder fight right now because of losing. She's already 0-2. They can't give her a feeder fight. Everybody's going to see it's a feeder fight, and they're going to lose even more respect for the young lady. So the next fight has to be carefully matched. It really does. It has to be carefully matched. She is going to have to be serious. She is going to want to have to win. I don't think that she was not wanting to win last night, but has the money gone to her head? Has the money lessened her motivation? Has the money made her head too big? That's my questions. And I would rather, Miss Nikki always would rather talk to you than about you. So there is not one fighter from any organization that is not welcome to come chop it up with Miss Nikki. And y'all know I'm the first to admit when I'm wrong about something. I'm the first to say, if I'm wrong, please let me know. Show me where to be right. You know what I mean? So I don't exclude anybody because I usually don't have a problem with people coming up here being respectful. And I'm not talking about to me, I'm talking about to the fight community. So everybody is welcome. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody, us working together can only make it better for us. So instead of being a hater, why not try to be a team player? So we'll see what other interviews Miss Nikki can come up with. Like I said, maybe later on today, maybe tomorrow early, I can get with our guy, Sir J Action Jackson from Smith Brothers. Miss Nikki did do a fight interview with him at weigh-ins for when Reggie and Chop Chop fought. So what was that? 15? Was that no? Was it 16? I think it might have been 16. So me and Jay actually did a wonderful interview right there at weigh-ins, and Miss Nikki gave him the business too, and he basically came in there and showed Miss Nikki and the rest of the world that he is about that life. Because he was another one that got caught with a big punch last night, and he survived it. He put on some veteran fighting skills last night and survived that initial storm from his opponent, and came back and was able to get his opponent out of there. So damn, y'all, you just never know where greatness is gonna pop up. That's what Miss Nikki is always telling y'all. Y'all don't never know where the greatness is gonna pop up. And yeah, I'm proud of y'all. Win, lose, or draw, Miss Nikki is always proud of y'all because she knows the sacrifices and the hard work that you guys and girls put in. So yeah, ecstatic. I'm not here to participate. I'm here to dominate. It's Miss Nikki and Fight Heads MMA. Be looking for me and Reggie to get together soon. Yeah, 757 boxing is coming back for y'all asses. Mr. Educated Hands is coming. Ooh, smoke, y'all, smoke. Christine Ferreira is returning. Smoke. Beck Rollins coming back. Smoke. Y'all not ready. Mr. Feldman is going to put on, BKFC is going to put on some awesome cards. It's time for y'all to step up and show the world that y'all are real. That this is a part of the combat sports world, and y'all here to stay. Let's get it, you guys. Don't forget Miranda Maverick on that UFC card tonight. Miss Nikki didn't even check for any boxing for this weekend because I was so excited about bare knuckle. So let's get it, guys and girls. You guys have a great day, if Miss Nikki gets a chance to come back and get some more interviews going today, I will be back. But love, peace, and hair grease from Fight Heads MMA, Miss Nikki.